Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty, and today is Sunday, June 5th, 2022. And this is our weekly message for this week or whenever you fall upon this message. I'm going to pull 3 cards for us right now. Let's just see what's going on with the energy as we step into June. And I'm going to pull 3 cards. Okay, so we have a theme. And now I'll pull 3 cards. Okay. So we're starting with the theme. And the theme is mindfulness. So over these last 6 months, the last year, the last 2 years, we as a human collective have gone through a lot. And I want to ask you, how much of your time do you spend in here? How much time do you spend with these constant, whether it's obsessive thoughts or negative thoughts or beliefs that aren't serving you? How much of time in each and every day do you spend up here? And can you shift that energy down to the heart? You could still be in the head as long as you're keeping an open heart. How do you do that? By noticing that I'm having a thought that's not serving me. Let me cancel that thought. Let me clear that thought. Cancel, clear, delete. Or just noticing it, acknowledging it as the observer, and letting it go. It may come back. It comes back, you notice it, you observe it, you let it go. You don't get attached to the thoughts that are in here. When you have attachment is when problems, chaos, distractions can occur. So this card is asking you to quiet the mind and be more at peace. When you notice that you're having a lot of thoughts up here, can you say, I'm having a lot of thoughts. Let me just take a step back. Let me get quiet. Let me go sit down. Let me get quiet. Let me quiet the minds. Let me see if I can just allow myself to be peaceful. Relax the body. Notice where you're having sensations inside of the body. Everything is a message. Start to take note. So that's the theme. And we're starting with card number 1, which is upside down, which means pay attention, and it's confusion. So you have many choices. You're uncertain. A lot of scattered things going on in the head. So I want you to take a deep breath, first of all. And then I want you to notice what is taking precedence in these thought chatters that are going on in your head, and is it serving you? And if it's not serving you, take a step back, take a moment to observe, maybe write them down. What is coming up within all of this that is going on inside of the head? When you are not present, you're in the head. So how can you become more present? Get out of the head. I am sitting at a table right now filming a video. I'm getting out of my head. So these are exercises you could start to implement if you find yourself constantly getting into thought chatter, getting into the mind space, and it's very, very cluttered. Maybe you are in a position right now where you have a lot of choices to make. You're not sure which choice to make. Quiet the mind. Because only when you do that can you get balanced and centered. And that is where the true, most authentic version of you is going to be able to realize what is the best choice for you. It will just eventually come to you. You'll just know. Like when you're young, when I was young and I was getting married, I just knew what dress. When I picked the dress, I just knew. I'm sure you've had those moments also. My daughter's having her sweet 16. When she tried on the right dress, we just knew. You will just know what is the right choice. So even though you might have a lot of different choices, that's not a bad thing. That's a lot of opportunities. Give yourself time to make a decision before you decide. Card number 1. Card number 2 is sensitivity and strength. The more highly sensitive you are, you're probably more intuitive. You're probably more connected to your feelings, to your thoughts, to what you are hearing, to smells, to all your senses. There is strength in that. If you're someone who is highly emotional, who could feel emotions, there is strength in that. So sometimes the more vulnerable you can become, which means getting out of the head and getting more into the heart, the more strength there is in that. Leaning into vulnerability will help you to actually get stronger and grow. And when you're leaning into that vulnerability, see, a lot of times when we have to make a decision or we're trying to decide something, we're so much in the mind, we're not in the heart. And we make decisions a lot of times in that respect that are not for our best and highest good. But when you take the time to be mindful, to sit quietly, to be peaceful, and see what flows in, you could still be in the head, but be in the heart at the same time. Then you're more vulnerable to then allow yourself, give yourself permission to choose what is right for you based on taking that action step by being peaceful, by allowing it to flow in, by taking a moment, by taking a breath, by taking a step back. And do you know how much more strength there is in doing it that way than just being in the mind and thinking you have to control it all? 9 times out of 10, you're probably not making a choice for yourself that is for your best and highest good. So give yourself time. Notice your sensitivity, honor it, and know that through this process, when you get to the other side, you're going to look back and say, wow, that growth that I had provided me with more strength. I'm more confident in myself now as well because I know that I can do this. I can figure out things for myself. I can make choices for myself that are in my best and highest good because I was more peaceful in the process. That's card number 2. And then card number 3 is literally mental clarity. And he is the wise Magi. And so when you practice everything I just said up until this point, you gain enlightenment, you gain wisdom, you gain knowledge, and all of those things mean that you learned something from it, you grew from it. It may have been super uncomfortable, but when you get to the other side and look at the process that they are explaining to you today, and you do it in that way versus in a pushy, I had to control it all, scattered, fragmented way, this way is going to serve you and you're going to gain wisdom from it. You know, as you grow older in age, you're more wise. You're more wise because you've gone through more experiences. And of course, there are young people who have gone through a lot of experiences in their life early on, and they gain wisdom because that's who we call the old souls a lot of times. But the more that you go through this process, the more you're able to really grow and be more wise. So I hope that this message gave you something to think about. Maybe you can put a new practice in place for yourself, see how it goes, and I'm sure it's going to serve you. I wish you a great week as we step into June, and we will talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.